The Lakers have been lacking at center for quite some time now, as they haven't really found the right combination since JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Conversely, an NBA insider proposed a mock trade that has the Lakers getting a starting caliber center without giving up a first round pick. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already to get those Laker updates. Now, with that out the way, let's hop straight into today's topic, as the Lakers could go after Clint Capela. So, the Lakers, who I've said have not really found the right center combination really since that 2020 year where they had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard in a reduced role, but those two guys were really great complements to Anthony Davis on the defensive end and even on the offensive end, as they were both lob threats and vertical spacers. But as time has gone along, the Lakers really haven't found that right combination. They did have like a solid pairing one year when they had Marc Gasol and then they brought in Andre Drummond later, but it still didn't work out to the Lakers' best ability. And then ever since then, the Lakers really haven't found the right guy to pair next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis especially, as when he comes off the floor, the Lakers really fall from a defensive level, and they're not really a defensive team that they're capable of when Anthony Davis is not on the floor, and it really shows. But if the Lakers are able to improve, they're going to have to make a trade here. And this insider proposed that the Lakers would acquire a bruising center, which they so badly need, from the Atlanta Hawks. It would be Clint Capela. As so in this mock trade, it would have the Lakers be receiving Clint Capela, as they will send out Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and a second round pick from 2027. So from first looking at this trade, there's some things to like, but there's also some things that I don't love either. But just first and foremost, we'll start with Clint Capela, as getting a guy like his caliber would be tremendous for the Lakers, as they have been missing that type of center since 2020 Dwight, as he's a big bruising guy. He's a guy that you know what to expect. He's not going to surprise anybody at this point in his career. He's going to give you those solid numbers. He's a very viable double-double candidate on any given night, and he's a guy that's going to set hard screens, roll hard, hit the offensive glass, do the things that you need big men to do, so it can help free up other things. So like a guy like Anthony Davis, who is very versatile, especially on the defensive end, can really be that roamer or that ranger out there if they're able to get a guy like Clint Capela. And let's just take a look at some of his stats from last season that only tell some of the story for what he does. As, like I said, a double-double guy, 11 points, 10 rebounds a game, to go along with 1.5 blocks per game, so you'll still be getting some of that rim protection there. Not a guy that fouls too much, which is really nice when you're playing next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, about 2 a game. And then the field goal percentage obviously very high, 57%, because it's pretty much all layups and dunks all around the rim for a guy like Clint Capela. That's probably another drawback on a guy like Capela. Like he's not going to space the floor whatsoever, so when he's out there, he's going to be in the paint, sort of like attracting a lot of bodies out in there. And I know the Lakers, who are trying to be a team that finds some space and really tries to find some more shooting out there, Clint Capela definitely makes you hurt in the other way on the offensive end, but at least on the defensive end, or the side of the ball, they can be really stout on that end. Capela is going to be able to finish out possessions, especially if a guy like Anthony Davis is guarding out there on the perimeter, and then you need some guy to get up a rebound. There's Clint Capela right there, who's always been around one of the top rebounders in the NBA. So he definitely could be a solid get, but then also there could be some drawbacks to what he can do. That's mostly, or what he can't do really, and that's mostly just the spacing. And then even sometimes he can be played off the floor based off of his foot speed, because he's not a guy that can switch as well as a guy like Anthony Davis can. But he can do some of the solid things, and he'll help you definitely through that regular season, that whole 82-game grind. A guy that can play a good amount of games, and then say if Anthony Davis misses a game here or two, then you have a guy like Clint Capela, who is solid enough to hold his own, hold his ground. And really, where you will need Clint Capela is really when you get to those points in the playoffs where you find yourself against that big team. So if you're going up against like a Minnesota or a Denver or even a Sacramento with Domantas Sabonis, you're going to want a guy like Clint Capela to really rough up some guys, really set some hard screens, and just really be a big body out there. But like I said, there is some drawbacks. But here's another one that could be a plus for them. So the Lakers could clear a roster spot too if they were able to make this type of trade, because they will be sending out a 2-for-1, so that would open up a roster spot. And then trading a guy like Gabe Vincent almost seems a little obvious in this situation, as if they were trading for just Clint Capela, I wouldn't want the Lakers trading their starting point guard D'Angelo Russell. Even though his money is a little bit closer to Capela, I think he's making about $22 million in his final season. So, but you wouldn't want to trade D'Angelo Russell in this type of trade, as if you're trading D'Angelo Russell, you have to get some value back and some value at that point guard position to help replace what you're missing. But sending out Gabe Vincent does make sense because there are some point guards still out there on the free agent market. So if you were to send out Gabe Vincent, you can quickly replace him with maybe a guy like Trey Jones, so who's been Tyus Jones, who has been available for quite some time. But a thing that is kind of pushing me back from this deal is sending out a guy like Jared Vanderbilt. Now, I would know why a team like the Atlanta Hawks would like Jared Vanderbilt, because he's very versatile on the defensive end. He can really help them on that side of the ball. And then he can really help cover for areas for a guy like Trae Young, who isn't really the best defensive player, but Jared Vanderbilt can really help you out in a multitude of ways. But for the Lakers, trading that out, like, it's almost like trading one problem for another, because yes, Clint Capela is going to help you in some areas, but trading out Vanderbilt, you're trading out probably one of your best perimeter defenders, and the guy that can switch the most, I think, on your roster, as he's a guy that's seen that can guard 1 through 4 quite easily. So Jared Vanderbilt, trading him, you're going to lose a lot on the defensive end, especially with your defensive versatility, and then you're asking some of the other players on the roster to really make the jump. So those are guys like Max Christie. You're hoping that he makes that jump into that high-level defender. So trading Jared Vanderbilt would I'd be against that. Maybe if you were to trade Hachimura, but also, again, that's another problem because Hachimura is a very adept 3-level scorer now. He's a guy that can really get buckets at the rim, in the mid-range, and the 3-point shot, and that's very big, especially when you come in a playoff setting. So there is definitely ways that the Lakers would have to make this work out so it helps both sides, so they're able to get a guy like Clint Capela, because I do think he can really help the Lakers, especially when it comes to all of those big man things, and help freeing up Anthony Davis to do some of the things on the perimeter, or even on some nights spell him, as he can be a guy that can definitely get you a double-double on any given night, and then give you some block shots as well, as he's a solid interior threat down there. But if the Lakers are able to try and make this work, there could be another, or not make this work, there could be other centers they could be looking towards, hopefully. But we'll see what happens, as the trade market kind of is fluctuating right now. Everyone's kind of waiting on Lauri Markkanen, as he's the big piece to really fall here. If he gets traded here within the next few weeks or so, then we might see some things start to move. But let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. There's about 78% of you guys who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of those Laker news, Laker updates, and just every and all things Lakers basketball, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.